Hello, my name is Eric Villa, and today I'll be presenting my stock for my presentation. My stock that I've chosen is NVIDIA, and in this presentation, I'll be discussing many topics such as the history, products and services, competitors, advantages and disadvantages, company stock price, and the company's profitability. So, what is NVIDIA? NVIDIA is one of the tech giants throughout the whole one of the biggest tech giants in the whole world. They are based in America. They specialize in computer parts, specifically in chips and GPUs. They are in major markets such as AI, gaming, data centers, and professional computing. They are one of the biggest companies in the world, specifically ranked 66th in the world in corporate revenue, 47th in sales, profit, assets, and market value, and they are both ranked 1 in best positions for the future and AI, and they are number 1 in market cap ahead of other big names such as Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. So just to throw out some history of NVIDIA, it was founded by 3 people, Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Priam on April 5th, 1993. They were founded in a diner, and they wanted to focus on improving 3D graphics for video games. Their headquarters are in Santa Clara, California, and they started off with the 3 owners, but they have expanded worldwide to employ over 43,900 employees. So now, why was NVIDIA founded? They wanted to bring better 3D graphics to PC markets and video games. They started out in the 1990s, which was a big market emergence for 3D graphics in many different places. They changed the way that CPUs draw these graphics by figuring out that CPUs were too weak to handle these graphics. So they redesigned the GPU, and they popularized the modern day into modern day. It went from just gaming specifically, and these chips and GPUs have made their way into other markets such as AI, machine learning, and scientific computing. NVIDIA sells many different types of products and services. Like I said before, they started off with gaming and graphics cards, but then they moved on to data center infrastructure, AI computing, and other automotive and robotic platforms. They use their GPUs for consumer gaming, AI, and research. They sell different types of automotive systems for autonomous driving. They also sell professional workstations for AI supercomputers, 3D modeling, rendering, large-scale data analysis, film, video editing, and engineering systems. They sell different services and subscriptions such as GeForce. These are cloud subscriptions for people to stream and play PC games. They also have cloud services for AI, enterprise computing, and consumer gaming. Now, NVIDIA has several competitors in different markets. Their competitors for graphics cards are AMD and Intel. Their AI competitors consist of AMD, Google, Amazon, and Apple. In all markets, their main competitors are AMD and Intel, and their main competitors for AI and data centers are Google and Amazon. What is their competitive advantage between these competitors? They control a majority of the ecosystem for computing and AI. They created CUDA, which is a software that many people use for AI research, engineering programs, and they made this software so that people that write code, it only allows them to write code for NVIDIA GPUs. That way, if they want to switch to other softwares, it becomes too expensive, so they just stick with the CUDA software. They have better GPU workloads than its competitors that are used for AI training in data centers. This has become the new industry standard, and they moved into AI early, which set them up to control these ecosystems, which consists of the hardware, software, and their dominance for AI data centers. This will lead them to become more profitable in the future, as they are also one of the front runners for AI chips. As they have many advantages, NVIDIA also has many risks and threats. These consist of Google, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft starting to make their own chips, which could cause their data center dominance to lessen. This would bring their consumers to become more of competitors. Their competitors in graphics cards, AMD and Intel, they are improving GPUs, which would make them reliable and cheaper for consumers, which would hurt NVIDIA's profits. OpenAI is also growing fast, which would could result in a loss for the CUDA software. Another threat to their software is that companies want to be flexible in the hardware that they use. They don't want to just stick to one software and one hardware. They want to be flexible, so this would cause CUDA to be not an option for them. They don't produce their own graphics cards, they produce out of Taiwan. This could result in a risk in case of any supply shortages or any tensions between the US and Taiwan. Now, if we look at NVIDIA's value, their total market cap is $4 trillion as of May 2026. They have approximately 24.3 billion outstanding shares, and their major shareholders mostly consist of hedge funds such as the Vanguard Group, BlackRock. Other ones consist of Fidelity Investments, State Street Corporations, and Jason Huang, which is one of their co-founders. Now, if we look at their revenue and their sales, it has grown year after year for their revenue, and their net income also grows along with their revenue as well. This revenue includes sales from all products and their services, and their high net income shows that they have strong operations, that they're profitable for the future, and they have a lot of potential for growth. We also expect this company to just keep growing and growing for the future. Now, if we look at their EPS or earnings per share, these consistent growing has showed that they're improving their profitability. Currently, they're a little bit below $5 earnings per share, but they're projected to be above $6 per share in 2027. As you can see here, NVIDIA has very low dividends per share. Last year, it was 4 cents per share, which dropped down to 1 cent per share this year. They have very low dividends per share because they heavily reinvest their money into AI and research. And if you were to invest in a company for their dividends, NVIDIA is not one of those companies that pay out very high dividends per share. NVIDIA has very low debt for how much money they bring in annually. So their total debt is $8.5 billion. Short term is $7.5 billion, and long term is $1 billion. Last year they brought in this year they have brought in $215.9 billion, which is a 65% growth year over year. Their shareholders' equity is $157 billion. The total assets is $207 billion, and the total liabilities is $50 billion. NVIDIA is one of these companies that really blew up with the implementation of AI. As you can see here, in 2023, that's when their stock price skyrocketed. And if you invested, this is just to show you how much money you would have right now if you invested $1,000 in 2014. So you can see here that $1,000 turned into $297,000. And this shows enormous growth, as this $1,000 to $297,000 shows a 29,600% increase. And we expect this number to keep growing year after year. And this concludes my presentation, and I want to thank you all for watching.